Hi guys, I'm Nitin. You're watching B4U, and today we are at the Foundry right here in London. Now the Foundry is South London's new social justice and human rights centre, and as you can see behind me, there's an exhibition going on. Everyone's already enjoying themselves, mingling. It's called the Migrant Experience, and you know what? It's going to offer a little bit of a different take to what you might be expecting. So let's go check it out. Guys, we are still right here at the Foundry, and I'm joined by Maya. Maya. Okay.
Actually, Mayade, but you can say Maya. It's easier. Or Mimi.
Okay. Mimi.
Yes.
I like all the names she's providing.
I have around 20 nicknames. Like every country I move to, I have different nicknames.
There has to be some sort of record right here on B4U. You'll have to tell me about those names later. I'm actually interested. 20. But you know what? You are actually, I want to talk to you specifically today because we're here, it's the Migrant Experience is the exhibition. There's a movie which is actually called The Migrant Experience, which features some of the employees of Lebara talking about their own personal stories, and you are one of the employees of Lebara who featured on that movie, is that right?
Yes, I'm very excited to be part of it. I think we're meeting tomorrow with the people who are actually going to shoot the video, so I'm really excited and looking forward to it. I love creating awareness about migrants. This is what I love about my company as well. We're so diverse. We have around 64 nationalities, and I'm proud to be one of them.
Brilliant stuff. Tell me how this all came about, though, from obviously you're an employee of Lebara to actually being featured in this video.
Okay, so the journey from me being an employee to actually being here standing in front of this camera is we were running these Ignite sessions, which are basically workshops to celebrate our cultures and to understand where we are from. Because what we were having is if you have 64 nationalities in a company, you're going to have eventually 64 companies in one. Everybody clashing culturally, cultural differences are very natural to occur. So what the company was doing is everybody had to partake in it. Obviously you don't have to, but it was lovely if you did. I was lucky to do, and what we did basically is understanding each other's stories, because you sit next to your colleague and you don't understand that they all have an incredible story.
Yeah,
we're all
you're probably sitting next to them for so long not realizing.
Exactly. So it was great. We have a book, everybody got a book with people's story in it, and I'm just really proud and blessed to be working for such a company, to be honest.
Pretty cool. And the little kind of the snippet we saw today, you know, what was that like? Because I think that was the first time you saw that sort of clip. Is that right?
So when I was at the Ignite, we all had to write our story, and it was put on the wall. So it was such a creative day as well to be part of. You had to bring an object of you that represents your story, plus your actual story, and it was put on the wall. So
what object did you bring?
I brought a butterfly.
A butterfly?
Not an actual butterfly.
I was just about to say, because that would be mean.
And I cut it. Yes. And then while shooting and we had lunch, I think the people who were actually managing that day, they recognized my story, and they came to me and they said, can we please sit with you, just you and the camera, and can you just explain your story to us? So I said, I'm more than happy to. And that's the montage that you just saw.
That's what led us today. Well,
yes.
All right.
Looking at it, I really want to watch.
It should be. It's a pretty cool initiative. We're talking around, and everyone's really interested to find out so much more, learn, inspire, and that kind of stuff, which you've done by contributing. So, thank you very much for talking to us, and best of luck with whatever you do. We are obviously still here at the Foundry. I'm joined now by Gonzalo, who, you've come down to obviously see the exhibition. Firstly, what brought you down today?
Well, basically that I work with UNHCR, and we have a very good relationship with Lebara now for 5 years. They've been very supportive of our work. We help refugees around the world, including in Europe, and when we were invited to this exhibition, we very much wanted to be here to learn about some of these very moving stories that are on the walls about refugees and migrants. Yes, to learn, to be inspired, and to be motivated, and of course to show our support for these refugees and these migrants.
To learn, inspire, and motivate. I like the way you worded that. Thank you very much. Hope you have a nice evening. Cheers. Guys, we are still right here at the Foundry. It's the Migrant experience, and you know, the exhibition's just about to start, but what brought you guys down today?
Well, I work at Oval House, which is nearby, and Yates told me about the opening, and it sounded interesting, so I came.
I mean, there's a lot going on, obviously, in the world right now with migrant situations, but you know, this, as I understand it, presents a kind of different take on it. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing some of the stories and explanations inside of the exhibition room there. I suppose you guys are as well?
I think it's important to supplement what you see in the general media and to hear, especially in this particular context, those different stories. So, I mean, that's partly why we're here, to learn more about the migrant experiences. Yeah.
A lot of people have been saying that. They just have a keen interest to learn some more. I guess we'll find out in a little while. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Right, guys, this is really cool. I found a little table over here. They've made these books called The Migrant Experience as researched, explored, and told by the people of Lebara. I think I want to check out some of this while you guys take a look at the commercial break. I'll see you in a minute. You guys are back. Welcome back. I was just enjoying this really cool tortilla. I think I'm going to go finish this and then we'll go back to the exhibition. It's really good.
And I just wanted to start by saying gratitude for two things, really. The first thing are for the keys of my home, because if one thing I learned through this experience is to have gratitude for the keys of my home. The second thing I want to have gratitude for is the amazing people of Lebara and their stories. The people of Lebara reaching out to listen and share the migrant experience with the rest of the world. It's a truly unique and amazing thing for any corporation to do. The third gratitude is for Beaconsfield Art, who we collaborated with. Without whom this wouldn't be possible.
First of all, let me thank absolutely everybody at Lebara. Thank you ever so much for being a champion in this journey. I think we can clap. Because you need to understand, it's not very easy for us to share our stories. Not every story has a fairy tale. It's not that we've been given an engineering job in UK or in Europe and we were invited over here. So every single person has gone through huge amount of difficulties. And when we sat around in groups, we realized almost all of us shared similar theme. And hence why you will see some of these words that, on the walls: love, courage, gratitude, passion, drive, many words that you can describe. And most importantly, that stood out for me and for our organization is empathy. And why we use that word empathy is Lebara has over 64 different nationalities within our company. 64 is hugely diverse. Of course, as much as it's nice to say that it comes with its own challenges. So one of the key things why we did this in the first place is, knowingly or unknowingly, we founded a company in a migrant segment in 2001. We didn't start because we were migrants. I mean, it was one of those things that we did as a job to earn a living. And it turned out to be successful. And it turned out to be quite passionate for us because we were migrants ourselves. And our vision is to be a brand of choice for 1 billion people by 2020. What do we mean by that? There are over 250 million migrants around the world. That doesn't even account for expats and students and so forth. So it's a lot more than 250 million. And each migrant has an impact of at least 3 people in their home country. At least 3. So if you look at that, that's a 1 billion ecosystem. And for that 1 billion ecosystem, we don't have many brands who are absolutely focused on migrants. So I always give this example. In UK, we have had 5 different mobile networks. Today it's 3, I think. I mean, it's consolidated in 3 different networks. And on top of that, there are virtual network operators like Lebara, over 40 different virtual operators in UK, targeting 65 million people. So we got 43 different companies or more targeting 65 million people. Globally, that we have this 1 billion ecosystem, that migrant ecosystem, which is like 3rd largest country in the world. And we don't have brands focused on serving that migrant community. It's absolutely underserved. I'm saying it from the perspective of being in that market for 15 years, as a customer, as well as a business person, from a company's perspective. So to us, when we looked at that, that's what we saw that as an opportunity, not products. We didn't want to build, initially that's what we did. We were in calling card business, then we moved to a MVNO business, being a virtual operator, providing international calling services for the migrants. But there was a pivotal point. We realized we should be standing for more than just selling SIM cards, than just selling international calls. Because we also realize how important international calls are, emotionally how important they are. It's not just a call that goes through. It's a love that is shared across nations. And I still remember when I came here how important it was for me to call my mum. And I used to call once a month because it used to be so expensive. It was £1.50 a minute. And I had my allowance of £5, so I used to speak to her for 3 minutes. And that's once a month. And from those days, when we came into this industry and we have innovated and we have actually disrupted that calling market, today you can call India. I mean, thankfully my mother is with me here in England, and thanks to the British Society for accepting us here. It's very important. We need to look at both sides. People talk about negative sides of the migrants, you talk about positive side of the migrants. Equally, we have to acknowledge the things that we have gained by being here. It is also very important. And so today you can call India for 1p a minute. So it's not about cost anymore. So we didn't want to be labeled by a product. We wanted to build a brand for migrants. And whatever that product may be, whatever the needs of the customers may be, that's what we wanted to do. So we looked at our customer segment and said, what are the real needs of our customers? One, of course, calling is very, very important. Is billions and trillions of minutes gets terminated into these countries. But then, once they land here, bank account is a major issue for migrants, getting a bank account. Or financial services. You can break the financial service into multifold in terms of from the day that you arrive to the person who's been living here for 20 years. So we wanted to participate in the financial services. Then entertainment. Once you settle down, you started craving or looking for your home country entertainment, whether it's TV from back home or movies, listening to music. So there's another pillar that we identified is entertainment. Finally, travel. Obviously, migrants travel. So these are the 4 core pillars that we wanted to focus initially to build ourselves or build our brand on top of that as an umbrella. So when we decided to do that, and we said the whole globe has become so small due to technology. So let's take advantage of technology in this time. So we wanted to build stuff on digital. So based on the handsets. So Before we do that, we said, let's look at our organization. What assets do we have? And one of the assets is our people. Hence why we wanted to do a cultural program within the company to see, all of us talk about Lebara as a passionate organization. What does this mean? So when I spoke to Eugene and they suggested about this Ignite program, it was quite enlightening in a way that, in fact, until I was part of the program, I never realized how powerful it was. I mean, there are many guys, or few guys who are here from Lebara. I mean, you could speak to them and realize what it did to us. It was incredible. It was very, very moving. And we did that over how long?
1 year.
Over 1 year across the organization. In every single country, every single one of us participated. Even if they were on holiday, they were allowed to come on to the next program that was in the following month. So we ensured that everybody understood. We wanted to understand each other. Equally, we wanted to see whether they have an empathy towards our customers. So it's all driven from the customer's perspective, but we wanted to start off with ourselves. And today, that's what we have here. Obviously, we are not that great in drawing, as you can see. So maybe we could improve that next year. But if you leave the drawings alone, but the stories itself are quite incredible. So thank you for being here. I'm very, very proud that we've been able to pull this together to this extent. And for us, we truly want to serve this is not a business statement. We truly want to serve the migrant market because there is a need. It is being underserved.
Guys, I am joined now by Cliff Fitzpatrick over here from Beaconsfield. Is that right?
Yes,
you're the chair.
Beaconsfield Gallery in Newport Street, and I'm the chair of trustees.
Okay. So, I mean, I just wanted to firstly talk about. I mean, you actually initiated this exhibition. Is that correct?
Yes, we had got to know Ratheesan from Lebara several months ago, and we're discussing with Ratheesan how we could work together. And one of the things that he showed us was the work that Lebara had been doing with artgym on the migrant story. And then through connections that we have here at the Foundry, we suggested to Eugene from artgym and to Ratheesan that we might do an event together at the Foundry to showcase the migrant story, and that's what's happening here this evening. It's the opening night of that exhibition.
I mean, if some of the guys who obviously are at home right now still want to find out more or get involved, what can they do to get in touch?
With Beaconsfield. So we're based in Newport Street, number 22 Newport Street. It's near the Damien Hirst Gallery, which has just recently opened. We're open Monday through Saturday. We always have artists that we're curating, work that's in progress, work that you can come and see. We've got a very good canteen called a Ragged Canteen, which specialises in vegetarian food. It's a very open, welcoming space. Please come along.
Sounds good, actually. Well to see that. Thank you very much for your time, Cliff. Really appreciate it. Hey, Maya, is this the book you were talking about during our interview?
This is the book that we were talking about, the Migrant Experience book, and you can find my story in here as well.
Your story's in here?
Yes.
Can you show me?
This is the story.
Oh, man.
So all my colleagues' stories will be in here as well, and either their drawings or their symbols or their actual story.
Not the butterfly.
The butterfly is not in here, unfortunately not.
Okay, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to stay and hang out with Maya and maybe read through her paragraph in the book and learn about your experience. I think if you guys want to find out more, this is the Foundry. It's right next to the Oval in South London. I do recommend you come down and check it out. But until next time, I'm Nitin. You're watching B4U, and you're going to show me you're going to tell me about this experience. We'll catch you next time.